Hey, how you doing there again, folks? Me again, of course, Brandon Wenzel. Come back at you, another offering off my sampler platter. Yes, indeed, folks, sampler review series reviews I've been doing for a little while. Go over there, try out food and drink items. I eat stuff, I drink stuff, then, folks, I'm gonna talk about stuff. I'm gonna let you know all that you need to know about hopefully delicious stuff. That time I'm doing this, folks, I'm not gonna lie. I just woke up about half an hour ago, so hopefully this will help with that. But we'll get to that. Folks, it's super simple format. I'm going to go over there. I'm going to try out food and or drink items for you. Whilst I'm doing so, I'm yammering on about it for a bit. Whilst I'm doing all that, I'm inside my truck. And whilst I'm doing all that, folks, oh yeah, I'm wearing a super cool shirt. Folks, when I wear super cool shirts, I always like to highlight the super cool shirt. What super cool shirt am I wearing for you today? I don't know that I've ever worn this one in a review, but it happens to be my Darkhawk shirt. Yeah, one of a couple that I have. But who the hell is Darkhawk? It's kind of amazing given the Marvel landscape that exists now. We still haven't quite gotten a Darkhawk yet, but Darkhawk was a comic book character who came out in the early 90s. And he was kind of part of a run of, like every so often Marvel, DC, they'll, kind of introduce a new group of heroes so that, kind of younger kids can sort of get into it. And Darkhawk was part of that, that early 90s generation. And, well, guess when I started reading comics. So I always really liked Darkhawk. I always thought his design was just super cool. And it wasn't really until I got, like my 20s when I really started getting into it, like actually like owning the comics and stuff like that. And he's been one of my favorite characters ever since. So if you happen to want to talk about Darkhawk, let me know in the comments. I'll yammer on for quite a while. But anyway, what am I trying for you today, folks? What are we doing here? Why am I hoping this helps? Well, because I decided I was going to originally go to Wendy's and grab some stuff from there, but I guess they're having like plumbing or some kind of issues or something, so the whole thing shut down for the moment. So I ended up going out to, boom, Dunkin' Donuts. But what the hell is this? It's very white. This is their new, I think, Arctic Cherry Dunkin' Energy Drink. Woo! I don't know why. There has to be something to it. Why it is that whenever like energy drink companies or sports drink companies or whatever, whenever they do something cherry, it's Arctic cherry and it's white instead of red. Is that like so that it doesn't get like mistaken with like fruit juice? Like fruit punch? I don't know. Anyway, let's get a thing for the thing. It looks like this. We'll go ha 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 ha. And let's give it a go. Oh. It's got a little bit of a kick to it. Yeah, that's definitely an energy drink. I was, because, the thing is, like, I mean, they've done, like, energy stuff in the past. They had a whole run they did with Monster for a while. Oh, by the way, what with this being a review from Dunkin' Donuts, it's going to end up on my Dunkin' Sampler Platter Reviews playlist, which is a playlist for just Dunkin' Donut stuff. But yeah, they had, like, a whole thing they did with Monster for a while. I'm guessing this has probably got to be like a mixer or something like that. I'm guessing they probably take like whatever Arctic Cherry whatever and mix it with some kind of energy thing. It's not bad though. It's not great. Because the thing is, like I said, Arctic Cherry, already exists. You've got like Gatorade. I think even Powerade does something similar to it. Again, it's like that blue raspberry thing where it's like, how the fuck did we get here? And I'm sure there's a history to it, but yeah. So I mean, it has a little bit of that vibe. Kind of reminds me a little bit of like the Powerade flavor than the Gatorade flavor, in that it's not quite as strong as I would like, but. Yeah, I mean, it has an overall kind of sports drink. It basically tastes like if you mix a sports drink and an energy drink. Like if you went over there and took like an Arctic Cherry Gatorade and you poured that entire thing into a big old glass, and you went over there and took like, maybe like a Red Bull or something like that and poured in like, 30% of that and mix it all together. Because it kind of, again, because of the flavoring, reminds me of more of a Gatorade, more of a sports drink kind of thing. But then it has that kind of like energy drink punch at the end that you get a little bit of, which is not the best part of the experience, by the way, because energy drink, like obviously there's lots of different energy drinks. They all have their own formulas and stuff, but there is kind of a general energy drink flavor, that tends to permeate throughout the different brands. And it kind of has a little bit of that. And it's never been my favorite part of an energy drink experience. So in this, even though it's not too bad, it is there and it's noticeable. So not my favorite thing. But I don't hate it. Yeah, honestly, I would just say in general, it's kind of mid. Like, there's nothing terrible about it. Again, the worst thing is maybe just a little bit of that energy drink flavor. But I think, yeah, I want more of that cherry flavor, because in general, it's just got kind of a general sort of cherry-ish, again, sort of sports drink kind of flavor. But it's not even as tasty as, again, like a Gatorade or a Powerade. Maybe a Powerade. Yeah, like, it's okay. It's a little bit sweet, a little bit, has a little bit of a tartness to it, kind of on the tail end. So it at least has, a little complexity going on, a little bit of depth. But yeah, it's a fairly one note affair. It's not bad, but I'm not minding it, but I'm not loving it, if that makes any sense. All right. Well, 2 questions need to be asked. Well, 3 questions. Would I get it again? Would I recommend it? How fucking badass is Dark Hawk? I'm telling you. Would I get it again? Would I recommend it? No, sure, and super badass. I mean, that's just common knowledge, folks. I think for me personally, like, I don't mind it, and I do tend to like the Dunkin' refreshers and those type of drinks. This one for me, excuse me, I just find to be fairly unimpressive. And as somebody who actually likes that like Arctic cherry flavor and stuff, it's definitely one of my go-tos. Even with it was like the 7-Eleven brand. I'll do that, or I'll go I'll get the cherry version of that. That's one of my personal favorites. This one, I think it's maybe because it's mixed with the energy aspect of it, maybe that's sort of diminishing some of that like punchy cherry flavor that I want. Yeah, it's not terrible or anything, but it's just nothing that I personally would go for again, especially since, they've obviously got other options available. Yeah, this one's just, it's a bit too unimpressive for me, especially when, I mean, in theory, I could probably recreate this to some extent by, again, just grabbing some Gatorade and grabbing a part of a Red Bull. But I don't really need that in my life. I don't need it to be a thing. So, but if I'm recommending it, I mean, sure, it's not a bad thing, and I'm sure there's people out there who'll get more out of it than I would, and I'm certain it's going to be like a limited time offering. So, if you're interested in it, it's fine. It's not doing anything terrible, although again, the energy drink taste is but at the same time, like, you don't have to go out of your way for this one. It's honestly not even all that intriguing as a flavor thing. If you've ever had, again, like Gatorade or Powerade or even the 7-Eleven stuff, it has a similar vibe to that, just not quite as good. So, oh, and by the way, yeah, Dark Hawk is fucking amazing. He's so cool. Although they fucked up his origin shit, and to this day I'll never fucking forgive him for that. That was, you ever want to get me on a fucking whole rant, man? Bring that up. I'll fucking go off for a while. 5 things before I get out of here. Have yourself a great rest of your day, spectacular rest of your week, monumental rest of your month, stupendous rest of your year. Folks, go over there, you have yourselves a truly Dark Hawk-tastic rest of your life. Because he's Dark Hawk. Yeah, he's not like a name guy, but like, he's around, he does stuff. Final 2 things. Number 1, try to bring some positivity into the world. It's not always possible. It is, however, always appreciated. But what you do if you can't do it all the time? I know I can't do it all the time. Here's what you're going to do, folks. You're going to try not to be an asshole. Now, folks, not always the easiest thing in the world to not be an asshole. Trust me. I know it. I live it. I'm out there every day with you in it. Life can be stressful and frustrating and just bullshit sometimes, folks. And when we find ourselves in situations where we have to deal with said bullshit, it's important we go over there whenever possible, take a step back, try to mitigate the level of assholishness in our lives, hopefully do better for ourselves and for those around us. Very final thing, folks, do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. Folks, they went over there and decided to retcon his history by saying that all of the events that led up to essentially his entire first run were just delusions because he was so angry. That, to this day, is one of the dumbest retcons ever. And oh my god, it was so terrible, man. I was so excited that Darkhawk was finally getting a little bit of time to shine. They're adding in stuff to his continuity a little bit. I was like, all right. And then that shit. They literally wiped away all of his original exploits, which makes no sense. Makes no sense. It's literally impossible within the context. I'm just saying. Bye.